Don't blink, it's your boy Yink. Welcome to the Computer Show. Just doing well because I'm having a wonderful day on this 25th June 2025. Today is a beautiful day. Simply by the fact that we have a sunrise, simply by the fact that we have some clouds that's going to be looking nice on the video, simply by the fact that today's 32. Before yesterday it was 35, yesterday it was 34, and the day before, and now it's 22. So first normal weather we have in a while. The sun's not gonna bother us, so all of these videos where I'm like, oh, well, I have to interrupt it. Before the phone gets too hot. Today is a very complicated subject. I'm gonna take some time, so grab something to drink, grab some food, make yourself happy, jerk off if you want, I don't care. Today's video is the worst thing I've ever done. So, a lot of people are gonna say, why are you doing this video? You're not pushing yourself, you're not selling yourself. If you want to be popular, you don't say shit like that. Then I talked about humanity, right? I talked about humanity. I talked about being myself, but also being okay. Look, I'm so sorry. I am so sorry. Talked about yesterday was a big day of questioning. You know, 2 days ago we started making content in French, which was really cool. Which really cool, but sucks because 3 days ago we had a fight with someone. Well, technically speaking, 2 days ago, because I haven't slept that much. So it seems like it's 2 days, but it's 3 days because it was on Monday and today we're Thursday, the 25th June 20. Oh no, we're Wednesday. The 25th June 2025. So this the 25th and it happened on the 22nd. And I got a fight with someone because they were speaking in French. Now, the truth is, it's not the reason why we fight. The reason is because this person takes a lot of space. This person knows that there's one person talking French versus 5 people talking English, and the chat is 6 people. You're 1 out of 6 versus 5 out of 6. You speak English, and instead of wanting to be part of the conversation, it's being yourself. And I've been having a lot of problem with that lately. See, the YouTube channel is not doing well. Every single day for the last 4 days, I've lost 1 follower. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's happening, but this is so disheartening because I work so hard. Now, is my content the best? No. Am I thinking that people should follow me? No. But only for that I put effort. So like when I see this effort being in vain, see, I was having a lot of questioning. And the video is the worst thing I've done, but the reason as to why is questioning yourself, you know. And when you see this video, it's not victimizing myself. It's not looking to make pity, but it's a need. There's gonna be the ultimate. So this is the first event that made me want to do this video. There's gonna be 2, which is the bigger one, you know. Guilt, and then you put in so much work and like, oh fuck, do I deserve the follower that I have that I don't deserve, you know? But social media is hard. I see one of the most popular and successful commenter that I know is Sir Winslow. He's my friend, you know, and even him has problem, you know. He has a small community which is bigger than mine, but he still has problem. Not in the fact of, oh my god, he's not good. And the fact that you see people that have like 100 and 1,000 of viewers, like fuck, you know, they're lucky, you know. They build that, they work for that. I was looking at some old speed stream or videos, and he has been making content since he was 12 or 13. I look at Kaizenat, which is one of the most popular. Kaizenat is seen going to a Fusi tour, which means that he was watching YouTuber before he became a YouTuber, you know. It's nuts. Those people are insane, but they also worked hard, you know. So the reason for that, I was like, okay, well, did you do something different? What did you do something? And then there was a guilt. There was a lot of guilt. For example, my father was really worried. My mom. Oh my god, my mom was calling me and shaking. Almost, you can tell that she's not okay. And I'm like, what's wrong, ma? She said, I'm worried about you because it's hot in the apartment. And I'm like, yeah, but I have a fan, mom. I'm okay. But you see, it's normal for a mom to It's normal for a mom to. I thought about this like a couple of days ago in a video called "This tea is hot for sipping." Everybody's entitled to their own. Everybody's entitled to their own. Everybody's entitled to their own thing, their own feelings and emotion and reaction. My thought. And this is also the reason why we're doing this video today is because this is a proof of maturity. I grew up thinking I cannot control people's action, I can control my reaction, right? But that automatically meant that I didn't give a fuck about people's reaction. And that's not the truth. You have to give a reaction, you have to understand where you're coming from. For example, you do something and you got 17 people that are mad, but you're alone and you're like, you know what, I think I did something good. Well, you might have done something good and you might have done something amazing. For example, right, I'm going to give you an example. This is make believe, this never happened. There's a bank robbery, right? And this guy is shooting people, and he's saying I'm going to shoot people and threatening, right? Out of the blue, this is the question that you ask yourself, right? Moral choices, which is the Walking Dead specialty, which is what trained me, and then somehow you got training, you were a security guard in something, right? And you're able to take the weak one, and you're able to take his weapon and you shoot the bank robber, who had a bigger weapon than you and who was trying to kill people, and he looked very unstable. He was shaking, he was uncontrollable. And then, since he didn't kill people, but you did, you're the asshole. Oh, the telephone is too hot. At the same time, it's just so cool because if I didn't die, I would have noticed that this one was dead. And that's a great thing because we have to play. This is the tower, by the way. You guys know I don't need to tell you. So now the bank robber is perfect example because you did something good. You killed somebody that was going to kill somebody else. If they kill 5 people and you only took 1 life, right? You're a hero. Technically speaking, and this is really psychological. I'm telling you, this is gonna be a long video, so go sit down. Then people are looking at you, and simply because this is one of my favorite subjects in the world. Simply because that's psychology. Simply look at this. This is gorgeous. No sun. All hidden by the cloud. All because this person didn't shoot anybody else. All because this person was only intent on doing something, right? You're the bad guy. You're the villain. There's this movie, The Dark Knight, which is fantastic, and it's basically 2 boats in the movie. One of them is citizen and one of them is criminal, and they both have a detonator, and the detonator is able to destroy the other ship. So then the Joker, which is the bad guy, comes in and said, "Hey, I don't want all of you. I'm a generous villain. I don't want all of you to kill each other. I just want to see how far I can take it. I just want to see how strong are your morals or your values." So he says, all you need to do is blow up the other person's ships. And if you blow up the other person's ships, you're safe. Nothing will happen to you. You got my word. You got my clown word. Right? It doesn't say clap, but let's just say. I think it's better. And then, so by purpose, those people are criminals. You should kill them, right? But then, who's able to make that call, right? At the end, they don't kill each other. They both survive. But it's a movie, right? In real life, I don't think it would happen, right? But then the criminal are like, fuck that. We're treated like shit by society. Let's fight back. If we treat you like shit, we'll act like shits. You know. A lot of guilt today. A lot of guilt. A lot of questioning. It's more questioning than guilt. It's a lot more questioning. There's some guilt to it, but very little. Imagine there's two railroad, right, and there's a train coming. On the first railroad, there's a person that is tied up by the railroad. You know that if the train passes, they're dead. And on the other, there's the same thing, but now there's 5 people, right? So you get to choose. You get to choose whether the first one or the 5th one, the 5. First of all, you're an asshole because no matter what you do, you kill someone, right? No matter what you do, you've killed someone. And now this is, I'm gonna say it 3 times. This is the most interesting thing, right? You're gonna tell me, and this is something that you'll tell me, Ink, what am I supposed to do? No matter what I do, this is insane. This is absolutely insane. I was gonna make a video that was long, not that long, and not that precise. Ink, I did have a choice. And what I did, I killed someone. The simple fact that you touched a lever made you responsible. Nobody asked you to touch a lever. Nobody asked you to save people or to kill people. Nobody asked you to make a choice. You decided to make a choice. And because you acting, or you're the brave one that made a choice for everybody else that wasn't able to do it, you're the asshole, you know? It's tough. It's really tough. It's really tough. Your action is, even though your action is heroic, for example, I saved 3 people. Well, you just killed a mom, and she was pregnant with triplets. You didn't know that, but you killed 4 people. You know, it's nuts. It's nuts. Lately, I've been doing things that I don't think are bad, but they're bad. I got this neighbor, and she's talking to me, and she's lonely, right? And it's the time she knows I'm filming. She knows this is my dream job. She doesn't care. I'm like, oh, well, I'm gonna be talking to you. And that's cool because she's lonely and I'm lonely. So, you know, this makes sense. 2 lonely people. Yesterday I was at a party and there were people talking to me. And this one guy was lonely, talking to me. And I was like, I'm trying to enjoy the show, but I felt bad because he was alone, you know. So I listened to him. And I listened to him. And I listened to him. And then his friend showed up. And I was like, and then I didn't exist anymore. I just listened to you for 20 minutes. Now that your friends show up, not even a bye, not even a thank you. You know, it's weird. Did I expect a thank you? No. Did I expect a bye? No. Was it the right thing to do? Yes. But you're expecting things of a stranger. A stranger. Now, this is where it gets crazy. You guys are ready? This is insanity in its purest form. I, in Vendetta, allowed the person to talk to me. I didn't have to listen to him. I didn't have to talk to him. Sorry, the phone overheated. I didn't have to talk to him. I didn't have to listen to him. I made the conscious choice of doing so. You know, this person yesterday, and I said, I'm sorry, my neighbor was talking to me. I'm making a video. I'm not gonna press pause because somebody's talking to me. You know. And then she got mad at me. She's like, oh well, you know. I said, yeah, but this is my dream job. And she's like, so what? And I didn't say anything, but in my mind, I would say, if you were working, my neighbor, talking, right? And I was like, and this is a video that I did last week. This tea is too hard to handle. Where I'm talking about drama and how I'm sick of it, you know. And if she was working, I would be in a position where I'm like, fuck, you know. I need to talk to her, but she wouldn't listen to me. Now, am I the asshole or she's the asshole? Well, technically, I'm the asshole because I allow her to talk to me a little bit. The first time, the second time, the third time, and then she felt like it was natural. So me saying, hey, I'm filming, is unnatural because I said yes to you for years, and now I'm saying no. Even though their behavior is irreprehensible, you said yes. My bully. How many years did I said yes? How many years did I forgive him? How many years did I allow him to bully me at work? You know? It's tough. It's tough. And there's guilt too. There's things that I've done that are not okay. For example, yesterday I had Anna, and I did the live, and she invited me twice. And she was when I came in, she's talking to me, and I'm like, I'm sorry I cannot stay. She's in, and then I have a party, and then I came back and she played all her videos and she deleted her Instagram account. So I was like, something happened, something bad happened, you know. And I'm like, what happened? And then there's a part of me that's guilty because she asked me to be there, but I preferred going to the party, you know. Am I guilty? No. Did I have a party? Yes. Did I have a good reason? Yes. What's a good reason? I don't know. Can a party be quantified by a good reason? No. You know, I don't know. I have no clue. But I felt guilty about that. My mom, who was, like I said, shaking and saying, oh, Ink, it's so warm outside. Are you okay? And I used to find my mom overbearing for that. She was like, oh my God, Mom, I'm good. Stop asking. You know? That's the way she is. You know, she's worrying about me. I don't know. And now I'm understanding that it's her way of being. And no matter how I disagree with, it's still a way of doing. Right? And that sucks. Because I was talking with Janice, my best friend, and it took us one day to really, because we haven't talked in like a week. Because I said something and he felt a type of way with it. And then he came to the stream and talked about it and how he felt. And I was like, I was kind of being dismissive. But at the same time, I was playing a new game. I was just because of that. I was having an interview. I was just because of that. It wasn't the right time to talk to me. But then if he felt like he wanted to talk to me, he should be allowed to talk to me, you know? And then yesterday, I was like, oh my God, I missed him. And we're so good together, you know? But then for the last week, we didn't talk, and I was like, oh dude, is he mad at me again? Did I fuck up, you know? I'm when it comes to emotion, I'm a dumbass. I won't pick up on social cue. For example, this person is sad, I had a girl text me yesterday. And she was horny, right? And I was like, you just broke up with your boyfriend, and he's my friend. So in my mind, I'm like, are you trying to get revenge on your boyfriend? Maybe it was the case. Maybe it wasn't the case. Who gives a shit? If she felt like that's what she wanted to do, if she felt like it was entitled, do it. Is it a shitty thing to do? Absolutely. Do I agree with it? No. But if she thinks that's the right thing to do, why don't you tell her no? Why am I to tell her this is not okay, you know? It's nuts. It's nuts. You know? It's nuts. Think about the guy who talked to me yesterday. The guy was telling me that he, for 2 years now, because he had an injury, and I had my scooter. He said, oh, I had my scooter injury, you know? It was alone for 2 years. I remember being alone for years. And how that affected me, how that made me go crazy. And this guy was, yes, he was lonely, he was in need to talk. But this guy was 20 times more sane than I was. You know? So I judged him for being lonely, even though I understood, and being like, dude, I'm not gonna talk to I don't know you. Like, I don't mind talking, but maybe not 30 minutes, you know? And then each and every time I had to retell myself, he feels lonely, that's why he's talking to you. You know? Or yesterday, I went to a show. And the show was really good. And then they did something fucking stupid. There was some fireworks. But there was another place. So the show finished at 10:40. And the fireworks were at 10:30. And like, oh, I kind of missed the fireworks. I stayed. I chose to stay. I knew what's gonna happen. I knew the time where it was supposed to happen. You know. I chose to stay. That's my fault. You know. Accountability is something I'm struggling with a lot, but I'm learning to master. And if that you master accountability, the world is like yours. So what do I mean by that? Well, Accountability came, I was talking about Hannah. Hannah was the one. And you see, Janice was also the one. And I got mad at Janice, even though he didn't do nothing wrong. He just said, hey, no stream tonight. And I was like, bro, I'm tired. I don't want to stream. And that was almost a year ago. But he wasn't saying oh, you should stream. He was saying, hey, dude, you've been doing so good. You've been doing daily. Why aren't you here tonight? And Anna, she's like, hey, how come you didn't go live? My first stuff is like, who gives a shit if I don't go live? But then she's also going live. And that was the craziest thing. For Hannah, who is socially awkward, which is a cute thing, by the way, it's not a bad thing. With using TikTok as a platform to elevate yourself, society speaking, and to be more comfortable talking with people. See, the thing is, people that are awkward with other people, it's not because we're uncomfortable, it's that we don't have a social battery. Social battery is something that you have to use, and you have to charge. Leave your phone untouched for 7 hours, right? Don't charge it, don't do nothing. And when you use it, you're like, how come the battery's dead? How come the battery is lower? Well, it was 7 hours ago, but it still was on, you know? So that's the social battery. And then you use it, and then you charge it, and then you use it, and then you charge it. And now for some reason it's working well, because the battery is used to being charged and used to being discharged. For some reason it's working well, you know? Yeah, Hannah is using TikTok as a way of being more comfortable with people, which is a great thing. I did that too, but I did it unconsciously. And I wasn't unconscious, but I didn't plan it. So for me, it was making content and talking with people. The best thing I ever done in 4 years, the best thing I ever done was May 10th, 2024. I started going live, you know? That was the best thing I've done. And yeah, it's accountability. And she tells me, hey, you need to go live. Now the reality is, does she see me going live and it's motivating her to go live, and it's therapeutic for her? Possibly, you know? The accountability. She held me accountable for my action when I didn't. And then I started taking up accountabilities. I've been doing a lot of videos lately. Like over the past month, I did 3 or 4 videos about being proud of myself. I can take accountability for my wrongs, but also for my rights. My father, before yesterday, he told me, hey, come over, we'll get some pizza. I want to see you. Which is true, he wanted to see me, but it was also the fact that he was afraid I was warm. So instead of saying, I'm afraid that your apartment is too warm, I'm gonna invite you over, I got AC. I'm gonna bribe you with pizza, because if I tell you I'm worried about you, I seem weak. This is mentality, right? He's old school. It's like your old school father who helps you, even though he's not gonna say he loves you. One day, like, oh, he's gonna leave a chocolate on your pillow because he knows you're sad, you know. A lot of dad like that are emotionally awkward, socially awkward, emotionally awkward. And yesterday I had so yesterday was really cool. So yesterday we went for the Saint Jean, which is the national holiday. So it's a long story. It's a long story, but this is I'm getting emotional. Just think about it. La Saint Jean is prideful. It's very prideful. It is something that's deeply ingrained in me. And my mom, she's an immigrant. She's Egyptian. She came here when she was very young. She came here, she was 16. She's 67. It was 51 years ago. So I don't think she's an immigrant anymore, you know? But she came here and she was from Egypt, right? So Quebec wasn't such an important thing. Canada was. Canada was a country that saved her and my mom from a piece of shit as a dad. My grandfather was a piece of shit. He was an asshole. I don't know a lot of assholes, but if I knew one, it was him. He knew the bully was an asshole. And then the bully called and he said, I apologize. I realized I treated you badly. I said, oh, you knew, bro. You knew, you know? But other people not being accountable isn't your fault. Other people not being accountable isn't a reason for you to not to be. You know? So, my father always made an effort of, you know, you have to speak French in our house, you know? And you really have to be French. I want to hear you speak English. But then at the same time, my father, when he's speaking to someone who speaks English, like a store representative, a store clerk, a bank operative, and they speak in English, he's gonna... It's such a crazy story, but this is why I'm complicated. My father's complicated. I want to show you this, by the way. So you see the cloud here? You see the sun? There's a little ray of light if you look at the cloud closely. It is gorgeous, gorgeous. We had this on the 23rd also. And my father was... Oh, by the way, I just did 2 days in French. Célébrer Saint-Jean. I'm going to be doing some more days in French. So I'm going to be doing more and more of that. So I don't know if you mind. I know Janice told me the traduction on YouTube is amazing. So check that out. My father would speak to someone in English and he's gonna say Chris Anglais, which is fucking English person. I'm gonna pass me the phone. But then in the same time, and a couple minutes after, he said my son is fucking perfectly bilingual. And he's proud of me, you know? Which is a weird thing. Is it because I speak French? It's okay. It's because it's so weird. But at the same time, that's the way he feels. I know it's not super cool. I know it's not right. But who am I to tell him, Dad, this is not okay? Fuck me, right? Fuck me. Long story short, he invited me over before yesterday. Yesterday is a day where I'm super happy. So I live in the town of Lachine. I went to Google and I checked out the activity for the Saint Jean. Okay, so I didn't tell you what the Saint Jean, I'm sorry. So we came in Lachine, which is insane. Lachine, where I live, is historical. It was the first thing to discover in Canada. So Lachine is next to the ocean. And we grew rice. Well, First Nation Indian people, not Indian India, Indian Inuit, Kanawaki, Mississauga, you know, they were growing rice, right? And it's kind of nuts because they started to grow rice, and when the French people came and they saw rice, they said, "Are we in China?" Which is why my town is called Lachine. Now, China in French is Shin. La is for a woman, la madame, the woman. We say la. So we say la for feminine and we say le for masculine. When I'm talking about someone who's a woman, I add la to the sentence. That way you know it's a woman. Which is it's an old... So the reason why we do that is because French is very old. You know what I mean? Oh, buddy, super cool. Mexico V, been my friend for years. Super chill girl. That was cute. That was really cute. She was ready yesterday, and I told her, "Hey, I'm going through a hard spot. The people love you. I love you." Like, oh, I love you too. Super nice. You know? It's tough. So, what am I saying? So, yeah, okay. So they said, okay, well, this is China. So what happened is the French people came and they colonized Canada. Canada, when it comes to it, was called La Nouvelle France, which is the New France. And then the English people came, right? And the English people came and they won. So then what happened is they had a war between the French and the English. So the Francophone, French from you know, Louis XIV, Louis XIV, and the English from Henry VIII, which was the king at that time, and they fought, and then they left Quebec alone because Quebec was the stronghold of French, right? Well, the stronghold, and Quebec is like its own place. A lot of people are saying, when you ask them, if you ask me what am I, I'm not gonna say I'm Canadian, I'm gonna say I'm Quebecois, which is French Canadian. It's not the same thing, but it's a point of pride. We have our own flag, which is super important. It's really weird. I don't know if it's anywhere in the world is like that, But for Quebec, this is a crazy story. For Quebec, and I told you the story before, so I'm gonna say very quickly. For Quebec, they knew it was dangerous. It was like the French people, like, okay, well, this place is constantly being attacked. We're losing soldier. So what they did was they sent in prisoner. It's a true story, by the way. If you read, so this is the funny thing. When I was a young kid, and 20, okay, let's say 1999, 2000, 2001, right? It was in the textbook. And then people took it out of the textbook because they said, this makes us look bad. It was only criminals. And the criminal, what they did was they built a city. And then the city were easy to protect. Then the French people and their army came, And then they sent a criminal because if the criminal get killed, and this was the craziest thing. They sent a criminal and they said one thing. If you can make it alive, we'll forgive you. But if you can't, you died. They built a city. And then the craziest thing is they really did good. Not only were they building, but they were defending the cities. And it was crazy. It was farmers. So they used hoes. Not a whore, but a hoe. They used scythes. They used hatchet to defend themselves. Right? And that was insane. So to reward them, what they did is they sent the daughter of the king, les filles du roi. Les filles du roi, fun fact, they were prostitutes. So if you're French Canadian, your ancestors are criminals and prostitutes, right? Which is crazy. When you think about it, it's insane. But then we had a beautiful, beautiful town. So then what happened is, and this is the thing that is the mind-blowing thing I'll ever tell you. So this is less about feeling guilty, but more about French Canada. So we became farmers, and farmers are able to trade everything, right? And they were able to trade. So we started trading. And then the English people came back. And like, you know what? We'll give you a job, we'll give you finance. Forget about trading, because we used to trade. We'll have money where you'll buy cars, you'll buy new tools. Don't you want new tools? So then we used to work. And then what would happen is we were very poor, right? Because the English people had businesses, we were workers. So they made profit, we made salaries. Understand that? And that's when Quebec started doing referendum. Referendum is a sign of a piece of paper. Like, you guys know the Brexit? We had Brexit. So like, okay, well, the Quebec is going to be its own nation. It's going to be its own country. It's going to be a French-speaking country versus part of a country that speaks English, but we speak French, And it happens a lot. It happens a whole lot. Like, for example, in USA, there's this town called Albuquerque. Albuquerque is what? Albuquerque is New Mexico. You think there's not a lot of Mexican in New Mexico? Or I was watching Dexter. Miami. The Cuban influence of Miami. The Cuban influence. It's like its own thing. It's kind of crazy. But then again, it's normal. You see this sun, the way it comes back and forth. Isn't this nice? It is, right? So, so this was important for me. My father didn't live that. However, my father's father lived that. My father was like talking about how the fucking English people, And then my father learned that, and that my father wanted to pass on that behavior to me, But my father, in his later years, he's really understanding. See, my mom, she's always been a top parent. My mom, she's always been compassionate, kind, understanding. My father took him a long time, but when he did. For example, he used to always get mad at me when I was a kid, because he was saying to me, "Oh, you don't know your streets, the name of your streets." And he's like, "Yeah, but you don't drive, so that's normal." Like, So this was important for me. So I went to Lachine, and it was super important. And I was like, okay, well, guess what? I'm going to go at 2 o'clock, because at 2 o'clock there was something, which wasn't great, but still, people were they had fun, and that's the most important part. And I went there, and I'm telling you, it was packed. I'm telling you, I've never seen so many people. I've never seen so many people. Just insanity. There was people in the streets. There were people on the show. It was great. It was great. And then I went to answer the people, right? And I could have answered Anna, but I didn't. No, if she talked to me the day before, I would have helped her. If she helped me 2 days before, I would have helped her. You know? I just don't know. I just don't know. So I feel guilty about that, of course. Feel guilty because lately I've been more distant, I've been more stressed because of work. Because of work, I was very stressed. So it's not because of work. It is, okay. I'm stressed because of work, but not because of work. I'm stressed because of the anticipation of getting to work. If I get this job, I'm going to be happy. But if I don't get this job, I'm not going to be happy, right? I have this dream of making content, but it's not paying the bills. So I'm like, what am I supposed to do, right? What am I supposed to do? Am I able to find a job? Then you start looking for work. And I told this story many times before, but I'm going to say it again. And the problem with finding work is if you don't try, like for example, right? You ask somebody to date you. You ask anybody to date you. And your friends tell you the worst thing that can happen is you'll get a no. Well, you just spent a year not getting no's. That first no you get is hardcore. It's hard. Right? Do you feel guilty about that? I feel guilty because I treated people, and you see, this is the difference. I used to treat people like shit. Last week I didn't treat people like shit. I didn't treat people like shit. I didn't treat people like shit. I was actually nicer, but still dismissive. Still, people like, hey, let's talk, and I'm like, oh, I can't. You're not really an asshole, but you're not a good person either, because people need you. And you'll notice that this always happens. When you have something, everybody needs you. When you don't have nothing, nobody needs you. It's kind of crazy how life works, you know? And that's pretty much it. So why are we talking about this video? Because it's a size tension, but it's still working. It's because, well, I went to the party yesterday, and it was a party from the city. I saw a lot of people from school. I'm not even kidding, I saw 20, I thought I was 12, but I was looking at the videos, and holy shit, I didn't notice I know you. I possibly saw 20 people that I knew. It's a small town, right? I'm telling you something, and I feel so bad. You want to talk about assholes? I saw the musical production. It wasn't interesting, but she gave us the best show that I've had in a while, which is insane. So I go in, and I'm talking to people, and they don't recognize me because I gained some weight. I got tattoos. Last time I saw those guys, I was 18. I didn't have tattoos. I didn't have long hair. I was wearing my glasses. I wasn't wearing glasses. I wasn't filming. I was filming yesterday. They, of course, didn't recognize me. You know? But then, I recognized them. It was weird. Then a couple of thoughts came in. Phone is too hot. That's okay. It's very calm. Which is good. Really good. Me encanta de hablamos por un señora que habla muy bien español. Tú eres increíble. Increíble. So I told her, oh my god, holy shit. This is insane. I can't believe it. So in 2 days. See, I told you when you're busy. And 1 day, I'm so sorry. Yesterday, Persona 5 released the X which is a new game, and Blood Lost released a new game. These are two new games I get to play. Yeah, that's kind of cool. So I kind of felt sad because I'm like, dude, those are bridges that you burn. And I thought about this before, yesterday actually. And I was like, well, if you talk to them, you know, you would have made an effort to talk to them. You would have kept the bridge intact, you know, but you didn't. I could blame depression, but that was not it. I was comfortable being on my own. I was comfortable being, you know. And then you realize how lonely you are. And I would like to party with people, you know. And I saw people from the scene, super beautiful women. Like, holy shit, dude. Imagine I get to date that, you know. They're in my town, so they live close, so that would be convenient. Unless if you're my type and I'm your type, hopefully, it works. Right? So I felt lonely yesterday. And this is the craziest thing because you'll never feel lonelier than a group of people. You'll never feel like that, right? And loneliness is not a bad thing. Loneliness is not a bad thing. It's just, loneliness is crazy. Most of the time you're okay. But when you're not okay, you're not okay, you know? So, yeah. And then I was like, okay, well, did I make the effort to talk to them? Now, technically, this is where it gets complicated. This is where it gets really complicated. I met those people. I left that lifestyle. I was 18. My father kicked me out. I moved. When I came back, I was a different person. When I came back, I was really, really fat and very uncomfortable in my skin. So I came back, I was 20. No, I'm so sorry. I came back, I was 18. Still a good person, but very comfortable in her skin. I spent one, and I'm not gonna blame people. I'm about to blame people, but I'm not gonna blame people. I come back to my father's house. My father has Wi-Fi, and I'm uncomfortable with my skin. So you guys know about the summer I spent in my room, not talking to anybody, but just watching Kenny vs. Penny, and how Kenny vs. Penny affected me, and my deviance, and just like, hey, they don't like you, fuck you, you know. But those people didn't hate me. They didn't like. They didn't. If I would have called those people, I would have been like, hey, want to chill? They would have said yes. You know, and that person that became, which is why we're talking today. You know. It's nuts. Just this is when I start manipulating people and lying to people. You know? I spend years in denial. Years when I had my mom, years when I had my dad for kicking me out. When they had a good reason, I was a piece of shit. I was a piece of shit. Not even undeniable. It's not even a question. I was a piece of shit. You know? But then what are you supposed to do? It's rough. It's super rough. Because I didn't mean to be a piece of shit. I was just unhappy. I was just sad. Holy shit. Look at this, guys. This is where it's at. Oh my god. Oh my god. Look. A nice morning today. You know? Do I regret what I did? No, it was a part of the life story. It was a part of getting to be yourself, right? Yesterday what happened to make me question myself like that is because for 4 days I've been losing 8 followers on YouTube per day. And I'm like, holy shit, I'm working so hard for this. But maybe that's a sign that I need to work, you know? I'm in no rush. I would like, but I'm in no rush. Then me seeing those people and saying that they wouldn't like the person I became. Or I'm on a road to redemption, but I hurt people. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. I'm on the road of redemption, but I've hurt a lot of people. When you hurt people, it's someone that they're mad at you, you know? And I'll be honest. I'll be completely honest, and that makes me an asshole, but Some people I don't even remember lying to. I don't even remember manipulating because it was just so normal to me. It was just so much of a second nature to me that I didn't even realize. You know? And that sucks. That really sucks. That really, really sucks. Yesterday I was so lucky yesterday because people came to the live because we did the TikTok live. And they were so nice. And I was like, hey. And I have a lot more English people than French. Like, I'm so sorry. This is a French celebration. This is a celebration for French heritage. I cannot speak English to you. And most people like, okay, I understand. You know? And that's the craziest thing. Some people were possibly disappointed at that. Some people were possibly like, ugh, you know. They didn't complain. They didn't say anything about it. You know? This is insane. It's nuts. It's nuts. Yeah, it is. You know? Actually, yesterday I didn't hurt Anna. But she needs someone and I was unavailable. So why do I feel guilty? And this was coming back 40 minutes ago with the famous railroad and how you push the lever, you pull the lever. You know? You don't realize how much you talk until it's done. You know? It's nuts. It's completely nuts. Anna asked me to be there, so she gave me the power to touch the lever. Touch the lever. My inaction, it's like somebody that says, hey, oh my god, there's a train coming, right? There's a train coming. And holy shit, it's gonna kill either one person or 5 people. Please, somebody do something. And then I come in and say, you know what, I'm gonna do something. And I go in. And when it's time to act, I don't do shit. Well, that's a problem because somebody that could have acted, and somebody that could have found a better solution, was not able to act because I said I was gonna do something. So instead of letting life occur by itself, I was like, no, I'm gonna take care of it. Did I take care of it? Nah. Was that bad? Oh, I'm gonna be an asshole. Can I be an asshole? But then what you mean by bad, right? I think a lot of people that a lot of things that we're able to call bad aren't bad. It's just natural. I did my sleep. Yeah. Don't like hurting people. So then I decided to do this video today. Because I questioned myself, why am I losing followers? Why wasn't I able to maintain a relationship? Why didn't they recognize me? Even though I changed it, even though it's been multiple a decade actually. And I asked myself what's the worst thing I did. And this funny thing that I did. I'm going to tell you a story. This is the worst thing I can do, right? So I told you guys this story before. When I was working at AEW, this was one of the worst. I was manipulating. Oh, bad. But my excuses was kind of, I'm not gonna say good. Look at this. This is insane. So here white, here black, here white. Reversed Oreo, baby. I don't know who's a genius that's gonna come up with a reverse Oreo, but I'll kiss you. Trademark, you should do that. Fuck, why am I giving out my IDs? Shit. I told the story before. So technically, I hate saying that. Technically speaking, on paper, I had my first job was IGA. This is not true. My first job was Costco, but my first job was IGA because Costco, I was temporary. I did 3 months. I was going on a vacation trip. I said, yeah, I'm going to lose this job. So I knew it, right? IGA was the first job that I started working and lost it. IGA, to make me quit, they gave me 3 hours per week. And that wasn't a problem because the department were giving me hours. So I was working at a department, 2 department, 3 department, 4 departments. And if they each gave me a 4-hour shift, I was still making 20 hours. So that was not bad. And then I got fired. Yeah. And then that's so good. Cheese. So then when I went to AW, it took 4 or 5 months before they started doing the same thing. Like, oh, not again. And that's when I started manipulating and lying. It was a defense mechanism, but it wasn't. So yeah. So there was this girl, like you guys know that I liked her, Frecia, and I really liked her. And there was this guy, right? He was an asshole. This guy, nobody liked him. He was really, really bad. But he has been working there for a while. So this guy was an asshole because kind of misogynistic. But then when you realize why he was like that, it makes sense. This guy tried to flirt with every single girl. And they all told him no. He's an asshole, So of course you feel a type of way when everybody says no to you. And he was there for a long time. And he was an asshole to me, to a lot of people. And I didn't care. Until one day, I came in and he was flirting with Frecia. And she told me multiple times that it made him uncomfortable. Because he was talking about his dick. Right? So, I did the big dick move. And the worst thing is I told you the story. I told you this story like last week or 2 weeks ago. But I never told you the truth. I never told you the ending. So, I go in. And he's sitting with Frecia. And I like her. I think she likes me. I'm sitting there a week. And I'm like, fuck that guy. And I just passed next to him. And I'm like, hey, how are you? I missed you. Oh, I miss you too. And I was like, hey, and we hugged. We were close, That guy, fat guy, right? And then he got mad at that. He waited to tell her to leave. And he told me, you think you're the big dog around here, but you're nothing. You don't even work. You work here for 1 shift. Wait until she tastes a black. She'll never go back. And I'm like, okay, well, you're insulting me and her. So I said, you know what? And this guy had a problem, and his problem was ego. He had a huge ego. So I told him, hey, you're gonna allow somebody with your potential to work in a place like this his whole life. How many years have you given to this place? And how much thank you did you get? How thankful are they towards you? Like, well, he said, I'm surprised that with your talent and your ability, you're not a manager yet. And he said, you're right. So then you went to give oh my god, this guy was dumb though. This guy was an idiot. The guy went to the manager and told him, either you make me manager or I quit. So he said, either you give me your job or I leave. She said, well, leave. And this guy left, right? Now nobody knew that I was behind it. And it felt justified because this guy was such an asshole. I was constantly insulting. Imagine a dude that's saying to another girl, like, once you go black, you never go back. And I was like, if you're saying that as a joke, if you're trying to flirt with a girl, okay. But if you're just being an asshole, this is not cool. Now with this one, this is the one I feel the most. This is not even the worst thing I did. It's the thing that I feel the most justified to do. And then justification is weird because you're like, oh, you feel justified to do it. Was it the right thing you did? And the answer is, I don't know. I'll never know. Because if I know one thing about life is, you're never sure of what happened until it happens. And you're never sure of the repercussion of your action until you did it. One of my favorite theory is the butterfly effect. So one thing you did is gonna have consequences or ripple effects for years and years and years and years until the conclusion. Butterfly effect is how a butterfly will flap its wing and create a tornado somewhere else. You know, it's crazy. Everything is linked. How many people have I heard? You know? And then this is the craziest thing with butterfly effect, or how you impact people's life. I was nice to this person, so the ripple are going to be positive. I was nice to this person, so the ripple will be, the people are going to be thankful for that. No, if you did something that's wrong, you're going to hurt people, but how many people can you hurt? A father that beats his son, a father that beats his wife in front of his son will sometimes equate in the son hitting his wife because his father did the same thing. It's a cycle, you know? But then, you're human. You're human. We'll do part 2 because the part 2 is going to be super nice. The part 2. I die in my sleep.